Tears of the Kingdom is a great game, one that fans of the series eagerly anticipated and speculated about, and one which became the cause of anxiety as it was delayed. Originally announced in 2019 with a projected release date of 2022, it was later slated for a 2023 release, with a launch date of May 12, 2023, unveiled during the September 2022 Nintendo Direct. During this time, waiting gave way to worry, with early doubters saying the game would amount to Breath of the Wild DLC at best, while others hoped against hope that Tears of the Kingdom would instead provide a duplicate experience of discovery, essentially allowing them to relive Breath of the Wild. With a perspective of about 2 months, we can see that Tears of the Kingdom is many things to many people. It's been called the best game of all time, a more than worthy successor to Breath of the Wild, though some still argue it merely deepened the insights of the first game, rather than carving out a new path of its own. I guess some of that is inevitable since the middle portion of the map is the same, excluding the Sky Islands and the depths. What I found most interesting was that Tears of the Kingdom actually anticipates these concerns about change, repetition, renewal, and loss, and reckon with them in its main plot. Spoilers, by the way, for anyone who hasn't finished the game. The game opens with Link and Zelda exploring the underground of Hyrule Castle. There, they meet a skeletal Ganondorf who erases Link's hearts and stamina wheels, takes his arm, and separates him from Zelda, who was banished thousands of years into the past. Link wakes up with a replacement arm granted to him by the former king of Hyrule, alive during the period to which Zelda has been sent, and this new arm is the source of the new abilities which define Tears of the Kingdom, and distinguish it from Breath of the Wild. The fact that Link is not fully the Link he once was, is what makes him new. The Master Sword, broken by Ganondorf's attack, is transported through time to Zelda, who must figure out how to send it back to Link so he can destroy Ganondorf in the present. She's welcomed in this previous era as a useful ally in the fight against the Ganondorf of that time. She is the Sage of Time, able to reverse its course, turn back the hands of the clock. She can't speed time up, so she can't fast forward to meet Link where he is. So the only way to travel through time is the slow way, the hard way. She swallows a stone that grants her eternal life at the cost of her mind, her body, her entire self. She transforms into a dragon, carrying the restored Master Sword atop her, flying the skies for ages until the Link of the present finds her there. The only way to last as long as you have to is to change completely, and in the process, lose something seemingly essential. As William Carlos Williams said in his poem The Orchestra, now that man can realize his wishes, he must either change them or perish. But how does this emphasis on loss and change have anything to do with Tears of the Kingdom, which, if anything, has been criticized as being too similar to Breath of the Wild to stand on its own 2 feet? Wouldn't these themes make more sense as a meta-reflection of a game that was totally different than Breath of the Wild, with a new art style, world, characters, control scheme? Well, these integral moments of loss and change are actually supplements to and elaborations on the core anxiety of Tears of the Kingdom as a work of art. How do I reclaim the feeling I once had? Or, as Zelda might put it, how do I get back home? Those players who worried that Tears of the Kingdom would just be a retread of Breath of the Wild were probably unconsciously communicating a fear that it would just be a retread rather than a real return. Their naysaying came from a place of despairing of ever again feeling that rush they felt with the first game. And the fact of the matter is that you can't go home again. Home is nothing more than your idea of home. Thus, home isn't even home. Home is you. And you can't go back to who you used to be. You can't go back to being a kid again, even if you do the same things you used to like to do as a kid. You can't go back to playing Breath of the Wild for the first time again, even if you're playing a game that looks and, for the most part, handles just like it. Time is always ushering you forward, and forward progress always entails loss. As, quote, similar as Tears of the Kingdom is to Breath of the Wild, it's not the same. Its world has been broken, and its principal characters seemingly permanently altered. The losses described by the plot reflect and anticipate the feeling of loss on the player's part, that they don't feel the same way playing this as they felt playing Breath of the Wild. But if you accept that loss, the way Link does, the way Zelda does, and, importantly, the way Ganondorf doesn't, absorbed as he is by the delusional quest to try to recapture Hyrule again and again and again, then you can embark on an adventure that may not repeat the highs of your last one, but could rhyme with those highs and return you to a position of receptive appreciation and wonder. You don't get Breath of the Wild again, but you do get again what Breath of the Wild itself gave you. A version of yourself awed by a sense of discovery and childlike wonder. Tears of the Kingdom is telling us, through its story that concludes with Zelda transformed back to herself, with Link receiving his arm back at last, that if you can accept the loss that time invariably brings, if you can be changed and even change yourself, even change your inner desire to simply re-experience the same thing again and again, then you can finally feel back at home in this game and renew your appreciation for a game series that's truly one of the best out there.